Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Good evening. Tea with the diva here. I've been gone for a minute and I'm back with the jump off. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Good evening, Swig Squad. How are you all this great Monday evening? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, Swig Squad. How are you this evening? Happy Monday. The Monday is over. We are down one day closer to Friday when you're living for the weekend. I come before you. I got two topics today because of course it's been a minute. I do want to first of all send my prayers and condolences out to those children of the mother who was unalived at the McDonald's here in East Point, Michigan. I truly send my condolences out to those children. I hear from different outlets that unfortunately, allegedly, their dad is currently incarcerated. So their mother was their only parent and she is no longer with them. I couldn't imagine losing my mother. Hello, Collier. Hello, Diallo. Thank you for joining. I could not imagine losing my mother at such a young age. And thank you, Codier. And so tragically, the young lady who was the one that did the unaliving, the poking, she was, to some degree, in my opinion, mentally unstable. Very mentally unstable. I hear people on TikTok and on other pages talking about bullying and managers bullying and supervisors need to stop bullying people because they don't know like if people are playing with a full deck. Well, I have had jobs. As a matter of fact, I worked at McDonald's, but I've had jobs where my management was not particularly my favorite people. I've had jobs where my management were, I guess you could say, gunning for me, micromanaging me, being petty. I haven't had too many positions where somebody could send me home and kind of mess with my money in that respect. However, with that situation, I still feel like there could have been some conflict resolution skills used there. And we should not make excuses for people because in life, there will be people that won't make us happy all the time. There will be people, everybody in life are not good people. They are not nice people. They just may poke every once in a while. They just may do things when they get these positions and these promotions and they have this significant power to move things around and make decisions that could affect our well-being. They may use that power to affect us in a negative way, but in the same respect, I really still feel like that is still no excuse. That young lady should not have had to lose her life because, okay, let's say she was a total bitch. Let's say she was a bully. Let's say she was unprofessional and everything that young lady said she was. She was all of that and then some. Let's just say that. Let's, for the sake of the argument, let's say she was a horrible person and she continued to egg people and poke the bear and instigate things and add fuel to fires. And she would be around there saying negative things to people, talking smart, disrespecting, whatever they said she was doing. I still don't feel like that was a reason that she should have lost her life. I still do not feel like that was a reason that she should have had to leave her children in such a traumatic way in which they will have to live with and sit in that for the rest of their lives. They would also, hey baby, hello AJ. They would also like have to like people have to just learn how to cope. This is the real world. And I mean, people just are not going to do what makes you feel good all the time. You are going to work in companies or with people who just might meet you one time and set out to make your life a living. And trust me, I have worked with those people. I have worked with people who I have only met a short amount of time, and they just, for some reason, they meant that they didn't like me. Period. They really just meant that. And they did make my job harder. And they did make things more difficult. Things that were easier for other employees would be way more difficult for me. But I definitely thought about knocking some heads off. I thought about making some heads roll. But I have never, hello Just A, thank you for joining. I'm talking about the young lady that unfortunately was unalived at the McDonald's. And how that is very unfortunate. And how us as a, I don't even think I want to say a society, but just us as adults, while we're raising these young people, can we please equip them with the tools that they will need to go through life and efficiently resolve conflict? Because to get so angry that the only thing that makes sense to you is for you to erase someone from earth because of your emotions that may last 10 seconds, you are making a decision. My brother always said, do not make a decision that may last 5 seconds and the repercussions will cause you to spend the rest of your life correcting that decision or facing consequences for that decision. Let's not. Those emotions that she had, they probably lasted all of 20 minutes. I'm going to give it an hour just to be generous. I'm sure that once she was picked up by those police and she got into the jail where she had to get booked in and take a mug shot and give fingerprints and do all of that. I'm sure by the time all of that was over and they gave her them county blues and she had to sit in a cell before she got arraigned, I'm sure that she had time to think about that incident in its entirety. And she felt like, I could have done something different. And I was really mad at her, and she was a real bully. And I hated how she reacted to us working on the line, and I hate how she addressed us, and I hate how she never knew how to converse with us, and I hate how she didn't even know how to give instructions. She hasn't been sentenced yet. She just got arraigned the other day. But I'm sure that once she got in there and sat down and spent that first night and realized that for the rest of her life, this is all that will be going for her. This is her new normal. This is her reality. I'm sure she sat there and thought about what she could have done different. And I didn't hear that she had any children or anything. I'm sorry if she did, but I'm just talking to the people who would make excuses, the people who have YouTube channels and TikTok pages, and they were saying things like, people need to stop bullying people at work, and people need to learn who they talking to. And I mean, I say the same thing about people who go postal, people who at the post office acting a fool down there, people who get fired from the plant and they lose their mind and start just going on. Like, I say the same thing about these people. They parents should have given them conflict resolution skills before they sent them on their way, because I'm sure that they don't want to go visit them between these glass plates and visiting rooms with visiting hours, 3 hours at a time, and you can hug them once and all of that. I'm sure that they didn't think that this would be the life of their children. So let's just, as we're raising these little people, please, let's send them out into the world with a little more conflict resolution skills. Let's send them out and let them know that when you get angry, you're not Jesus. You don't just decide when it's somebody's time to take their last breath. That's not your position. It's not your job. It's not your call. So, again, I feel really, really sorry for that young lady. And my heart goes out to those children, all 6 of them. They will need counseling for the rest of their lives. I could not imagine, first of all, losing my mother at that young of an age, and also losing my mother so tragically. I couldn't, the thought of it, it does something to me. Those babies are just so young, and for them to now not have the person in this world that will protect you with their life. There's nobody in this world that's going to love them like their mother. They may have people who will take them in, but they're going to have to experience all of that, becoming a burden to people and people not wanting them around. Just people's issues, just anybody else's issues besides your mother. It's just unfortunate to me. Good evening. Hello to Hood Table. Thank you for joining. So that was unfortunate. That happened the other day here in Michigan. And that was a tragic incident. For the Real Housewives of Atlanta, reunion part 1. First off, I want to say Shamia's dress. Shamia just always looked nice to me, except when she be wearing all of that commercial mess that she looked like a piece of luggage, and I don't think I like all of that. But her dress with that bob, her makeup, yes, it is. It's very sad what happened. I'm gonna have to check your show out, the hood table. Let me write that down so I can remember it. I'm gonna check you out. But yeah, so hi Tanisha. Girl, I had a tummy tuck. I had a tummy tuck years ago. And now I just wear a lot of waist trainers. Okay, the hood table, I'm gonna check you out. Thank you, Tanisha. But yeah, so thank you. You say you need fast tummy tucks. No, you don't. Girl, you just need one. You just need a good doctor. That's all. Cause I got this back in like 2015, 2014, 2015. It was a long time ago. It was right after my third daughter. She was born in 08. So I got it when she was little. So yeah, it was about 15, 14, 15 up in there. Thank you. Thank you, the hood table. But yeah, so Shamia, last night, Real Housewives of Atlanta, the first part, came on. Shamia's dress was amazing. I'm talking about chef's kiss. It was her makeup, her dress, and her bob, just with the color, with her skin color, with her makeup, it all just blended so cute. It was real, real nice. I don't think the first part is really her part, her highlighted part, because she didn't say much. But Portia's dress looked nice. I didn't like Portia's hair. I liked her dress. I didn't really care for her hair. I hated Phaedra. I don't know what she thought she was doing. I don't know what the theme was. Did she come from the Met Gala? I don't know what she did, but she looked a mess. She had on a whole headpiece and everything. I just didn't know what that was doing. Cynthia, of course, Cynthia was, pretty plain. She always to me just plays it safe. She's a lady of a particular age, and she's safe. She was beautiful, of course. Angela looked nice. Angela looked nice. Drew looked nice. Drew looked nice, and Love Mama a little bit. Kelly was nice. Kelly looked okay too. Shamia just took the cake, and I think Portia came to this reunion with her mature hat on, and she apologized to Drew. I thought that was very mature and very necessary, because Cynthia is the hood table. Cynthia is a very classy lady. She's very classy and really beautiful as well. But I think Portia is trying to get everybody back into her good graces, because of what her and Shamia went through this season. And of course, her storyline was Drew trying to get with my baby daddy, and she want to film with him, and I don't want to talk to her, and all of this mess. So I think that at the reunion, she was kind of trying to, pull all of that back together. I think she wanted to, I think she wants to go into the next season, um, just kind of maybe being more friendly or more palatable or maybe more likable. Not so much the villain, but she want to be like the girls. Um, she apologized to Drew. She apologized to Angela again because Angela confronted her, as far as, you don't like when everybody say that, you took that lady husband, but you made a comment about in my husband. So like, why do you think jokes like that are funny? Like, why do you think that was okay to say, oh, I whooped her husband, and with a straight face, and you felt like this was the thing to say? Like, it's a whole lot of stuff that you could have said to get a kiki out of somebody, even while you kicking it with your homegirls, and y'all, poolside, and y'all cracking jokes and slapping fives, and y'all back and forth with each other. You think so, Tanisha? You said, Tanisha said, Portia seems so conceited now. Um, well, you know what? I think Portia always been a little full of herself. Well, I think she probably was down to earth when she was with Cordell. What was that, season 2? Back then, I think Portia was down to earth when she was with Cordell before the surgery. I think that Portia is has been a little full of herself. I think that yeah, she is. She's way more vocal now because of course, when she was with Cordell, she couldn't talk. So she's way more vocal. Yeah, she is. But what happened with this season is, when she first signed on, well, when she got back on the show, her and Simon had, she had filed for the divorce already, but she thought that she would be able to show that house off more than she did. So she was gonna be filing for divorce, but she knew she was gonna need that check now that he wasn't in the picture no more. Her scammer was gone. Hello, Sing. Sined, whatever that name is. I can't really see your name, but hello, sweetie. But she she started with a totally different agenda than the one that she ended up having to have, because of course, she was gagged for a lot of the season. She couldn't talk about Simon. She couldn't mention a divorce. She couldn't film in the house. She couldn't do a lot of stuff that she thought was going to be a part of her storyline. So once the show started, she done signed on now. She got the contracts. She done got deposits and all of this. So now she got to figure out a storyline. It has to be something for her to talk about. So Drew was the next best thing. Her and Dennis, doing that music making stuff and at the studio. Good and well, if Portia was still with Simon, she wouldn't give a hill of beans about who Drew making music with or what Dennis doing, because she didn't care about neither one of them when she was with that man. My man, my man, my man. She ain't care nothing about no Dennis. Hello, Robert. Thank you for joining. She didn't care about no Dennis. She didn't care about who he was filming with, who he was making music with, or nothing else. So then, once she started having to care, because now this is her storyline, she had to beef it up. So that's when her and Drew, became beefed out. And she got to be making imaginary beefs with Drew. And for some reason, I'm just feeling like Shamia got caught in that crossfire too, because if my friend, this is my friend who's been my friend for years, these random people can't just come and tell me stuff my friend done said about me, and I'ma just eat it up and be like, what? She said what? And when she say that? And how many times she say that? And then I'm coming to confront my friend about what these newbies and these fans done said about my friend. So I feel like she kind of, I think that she kind of gave her friendship up. I think she just threw the friendship in with it. She threw the friendship out with the baby in the bathwater. She was like, oh, well, I guess me and Shamia on the show now as a main cast member. And I'm sorry. She finna get it too. So her and Shamia gotta be beefing. Then her and Drew gotta be beefing because of Dennis. Then she gotta say what she said about Charles, Angela's husband. Because Portia, Portia not gonna say that about nobody husband that's on the show. Now, she probably felt like she wanted to get Simon because she thought that he had some legitimate money. But yeah, that was a totally another thing. But I mean, yeah, she was. So I feel like that was part of her storyline. I feel like that's how she was able to, that carried her this season. That was the part that she was able, those were the things that she was able to hang her hat on, because her name was thrown in a lot of different situations. She had the Angela situation, she had the Drew situation, she had the Shamia situation. You know what? As Tanisha said, Angela's husband seems very dismissive of her. You know what, Tanisha? I beg to differ. I think that Charles is one of those old men that's just sarcastic and always think he joking. Like, I've been around a lot of older men like that. Like men who just always cracking stale jokes for no reason. And you just chuckle and keep going. I really don't be feeling like he is dismissive. But I think that because of the way the internet is nowadays, if you not like, oh, I love my baby so much. Oh, I love my beautiful queen. And my beautiful queen is the queen of all queens and the queen of all queens. Then they like, oh, your man don't love you. I think that is more of the thing, because I mean, he married the woman. He with her. He took care of her mama and her sister, before they fell out and got into it. I feel that he loves Angela. I feel that they had broke up once he couldn't stop, screwing everything in Atlanta. And then they split up for that minute in the beginning. And he called her back and they got back together. So I think Charles is a little misunderstood until I see something different. Because the little stuff he says to me, I just be feeling like it's just a kiki, just something to kind of laugh at. I know she got offended by this last interview that he did. And he said that he think he was drugged. I think that the thing about him cheating keep coming up because he cheated. That's why. But he cheated a while ago. It's old. It's not recent cheatings, but he did cheat. So, I think he kind of, has sold his royal oats by the time she got on this show. So I think that those rumors about him cheating are old, and they just keep coming up because she's on the show now. But yeah, of course, he was he's Michael Jordan best friend. Him and Michael Jordan best friends. So Go figure. Birds of a feather, whatever they say. But I do feel like, I think that he does, love his wife. She hasn't had to deal with any infidelity issues, since she's been on the show. He does support her. Like he said, he was the only man at the reunion, the only husband, rather, at the reunion. So I guess until I see something different than the situation where, like, he did the podcast and he told them that when they got married in Vegas, he was drugged. And he don't know how that happened, and he must have been high off some or something. But when he said it, I was like, he's joking. But she made him go and explain himself, because I guess she was embarrassed by it. But I don't know if I would let the pressures of the strangers on the internet get to, if I know how my husband is, and it seems like he has that personality where he just say anything and she just used to it. And I don't think I would require my husband to change his personality, because now I'm getting pressure from, people on the internet who don't know him personally. So they're not able to vouch for his love or lack thereof for his wife, because nobody really personally knows him but his like friends that are in the NBA who don't talk on the internet. So nobody can really vouch for who he is. Yes, that's what I said, Tanisha. That is true. I think Portia is hating on the married men the married women who still have a husband with them. Because I could see myself, I hear a lot of people saying that she didn't really love Simon. I think she did. I really feel like she loved him. I feel like, yeah, that's true, Tanisha. She should not be so defensive of her marriage because she becomes an easy target. Exactly. Yeah, and when they know that something hurt you, when they know that something hurt you, they gonna keep on, ooh, they gonna keep going there. They gonna keep on jugging at you. So if every time somebody say, like, just like Portia was like, I heard about Charles, and she was like, what you hear about my husband? I would have been like, girl, everybody who ain't heard about him. He was in the NBA. Girl, he everybody done heard. Like, I don't think I would have got so defensive when somebody said, oh yeah, I heard about Charles. What you hear about my husband? What you heard about him? Like, and then when Portia said she was gonna screw him, she just ran down the stairs. It's like, girl, it ain't that serious. That's your husband. If you know he your husband, just calm down. Calm down. You can't fight the world. And you're not gonna get mad at anybody who say anything about this man. Just calm, just chill. Just chill. He yours. You got him, girl. You got him. Anybody else could say whatever they want to say. But girl, you going home to him tonight. That's the only thing that matter. Shh, just calm down. Yeah, because she be like a pit bull, right? When somebody, who said Charles? What? Charles who? What y'all mean? What'd he say? Where he at? Like, it be like real. And then even when they was on their trip and she was FaceTiming him and he wasn't answering, girl, he might have been going to the store, like anything. But people was saying stuff about that. Like, oh, he wasn't there. He probably was out cheating and he probably was this. And she was trying to respond and answer for that. It's like, you got to respond to everything. Like, so you really, him not answering your, like, do he just answer 100% of your calls when you call? Because you can actually let some of this stuff fly for the sake of people just like mess. So if you're going to be the one to fuel this mess, then you are going to be answering to something every other day. Like, she could easily say, listen, y'all, my husband is probably somebody y'all not going to understand. I know one thing, this man ain't going nowhere. and can't nobody make them. So y'all keep on saying what y'all say. I know who I'm married to. He ain't gonna always answer the phone, and sometimes it's just that he don't feel like talking to me. Yeah, she do. She do seem like, she got a few insecurities, and she just trying so hard to just prove that this is my man and he's mine and it's mine, and we do love each other, and this is what it is. She do try to like make it a thing. And I think like it's so unnecessary to me, because it seems like the energy is just overpowering. She's like, no, he didn't mean that. No, he was at home. Oh, he was out golfing when I FaceTimed him. So he told me he'll call me. Like, it's like, not so much. Like, just calm down. Like, people be busy sometimes. Nobody answers. He don't know. He don't. Like, nobody trips. She the only one who be like, it seemed like she just really want him to be what everybody want him to be. She wants him to respond the way that it's accepted by everybody, so that when he responds to her, then everybody can say, oh yeah, your husband do love you. Yes, he is so unbothered and in his own world. He is really like in his own world. Like, he don't even he be like, what? Just like when he was like, them heifers don't know me. Like, these people, I don't care nothing about what these people saying. Girl, you ain't got to worry about them. And I'm just like, he's so unbothered, and then you so extra. It don't match. It don't match. It's like he all the way over here, and then you rah all the way over here. Like, you could be just, yeah, he ain't trying to impress nobody. And she should just be the exact same way. She should be sitting there like, all right, girl, that's Charles. Girl, what'd he say? What was that interview? Who was it? I'll see if I can listen to it tomorrow. But girl, Charles liable to say anything. Girl, I ain't surprised. He gonna say anything he say. Anybody ask him anything, he want to be the funniest man in the room, and he just loves to. If he can crack a joke about anything, he gonna crack it. And I don't care nothing about nothing. Like, I mean, I just not be so pressed about it. So people like seeing it and saying she's insecure because of the way that she's responding to things. But I'm also seeing that Phaedra doesn't have a storyline. She came back. Everybody welcomed her with open arms. She doesn't have anything to discuss. She doesn't have a life. Those boys are trying, they're growing up, and she's raising her children, as a single parent. She got that little play relationship with the guy that was friends with her ex-husband. But she don't got no storyline to me. Kelly, she gonna keep talking about this divorce, and it's finally final, so her husband can't make her life a living hell no more. Drew and her husband, people under the stairs, she's not ever gonna get him out of that basement, because whoever that judge is friends with with his attorneys, and she's never gonna he's gonna live with them until their kids turn 18, because that's what he wants, so he can see what she doing and show her what he doing. Yes, and Brittany did not show up to the reunion. So Brittany was angry that so many people was waiting or gunning for her. So she knew that it had been rumored that all the girls had something to confront her about. So she she just skipped out on the reunion. Do you know how much money she missing out on? Because they get paid to go to that reunion. That's like an extra check to them by themselves. Like they get paid for the episodes that they were featured in during the season, and then they're paid extra for coming to the reunion. She just said, forget the reunion. I'm not going to come. So you know they're not going to ask her to come back next year. She's not coming back next year. Oh my God, her nose irritated me so bad, Tanisha. Her nose irritated me to the point where I was like, why she won't go back to the doctor and get that opened up some? Her passage up in here. Like, why you won't go back to your surgeon and say, I think you pinched me a little too much up at the top. You know, that nasal up in there. I think you pinched me. Just open that up. Just a tinge. She just sound, and then it's like certain syllables that she say, and you can just hear it through her nose. I'm like, oh, that's so irritating to me. All of that nasally sound. Her husband, and how you doing? Her husband, y'all see her husband. Y'all see how he walk, talk, dress, act. Y'all see all that. Y'all see it. So she talked to him like he was the help. He is the help. He to help her get dressed. He to help style her. He to help her comb her hair. He to help. He just there to help her. He's her good girlfriend. That's her Gucci girlfriend. He to help her, tell her what bag go with her shoes. He is the help. Yeah. I'm sure she knows a whole lot more than we do, but he is the help. So, and Brittany knew that she had done started so much mess with that Kenya stuff, and everybody was kind of mad at her because Kenya got kicked out, and it was about her. And she talking about the lady in the picture that she showed wasn't even her. So now Kenya done got kicked off the show for nothing. And you advocated for her to be kicked off. So now it's like, so if you knew that wasn't you in them pictures, or you hadn't took any pictures like that, then why you let it go so far? Why did this whole picture thing play out for the whole season? Yeah, she was a trip. She was a trip. I'm glad she not gonna come back next year. I'm happy she didn't show up for the reunion because she don't need to come back. I cannot see her. She beefing with Kelly because she has started telling them stuff that Kelly did. She was telling them that Kelly had got some ABs while she was pregnant by her husband. Kelly said that she hadn't even told her nothing about no ABs and no unaliving of babies or anything of that sort. Yeah, Kelly was really riding for her in the beginning, but then I guess, you know, when you're on this show, it just turned you into a totally different person. You're not even loyal to the people that you're supposed to be loyal to. So Kelly was the person that she came on the show with. Her and Kelly were friends together coming on the show. But then Kelly said that, you know, she loaned her glam squad. And Britt tried to like, can I take y'all from her? Like, can y'all just work for me? Like, she was allegedly, underhandedly trying to talk them into or giving them a better position than Kelly gave them But Kelly was the one who introduced them to her and said, go over and go over and help her, because she didn't have one. Like Kelly said, she had a glam squad before she was on the show. She had things to do that were important, events to go to where she needed a stylist and a makeup artist and hair and all of that. So she needed that prior to her coming on the show. Britt didn't. So now she loaned her the squad, and yeah, that's what I said. She can hire her own people. She said she was the boss. Get your own glam squad. Hire your own. But now it's an issue with her and Kelly, because now words have been passed, and and they can't turn back from that. They can't. I think Drew's music is good. I like it. I think she is very talented. She has a wonderful, amazing voice. I think she sings way better than she acts. So I do feel like her music is really going. Yeah, they're in Atlanta, Tanisha. They're in Atlanta. And I think that her music is going to take her much further, especially now in this season, because her voice has really matured. And when women sing about pain, it's always a hit, and that's pretty much what she's singing about. But yeah, so I enjoyed the reunion, the first part of the reunion rather. I'm looking forward to who's going to be next season. I hear that they've asked Nene to come back, but Nene's son is sick, and I'm not sure if she gonna really be, in it for the long haul, because her son, and then he keep going up and down and up and down. That's her youngest son that she had with Greg, and his name is Britt. He ended up having to have a heart transplant because he had a stroke and a heart attack once Greg had passed away. So as young as he is, he ended up having to have a heart transplant. And he has started getting better, and he started walking on his own. And she showed a video of him, and he was walking on his own. And, he was kind of, doing better, but he has taken a turn for the worse, unfortunately. So I'm not sure if she'll be coming back, but I'm hearing that allegedly she was asked to come back. I think Kenya gonna come back next season. And now that Britt's gone, then we're able to really see, Kenya really come up and show what she got going on, because Britt can just smooch on past, because the fact that she didn't make it to that reunion, Andy was mad about that, and she gonna see that that's not a good look, especially for a first time housewife. You just got a peach in your first year, you gonna miss the reunion? Like, what is going on with you, girl? You just got a job, and you want to miss a reunion already? So yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to seeing parts 2 and 3, to see what when Shamia and Portia go head to head about what they got going on. And so their friendship is no longer, you saw the faces they was making to each other when each other was talking on the reunion. I'm sad about that, because they was friends, and Shamia really, really wanted that friendship to work, like, so bad. It seemed so one-sided to me, but she enjoyed it, and the dynamic worked for her. So who are we? It don't matter what we think. But yes, so that was it, Swig Squad. Thank you all for joining me, and everybody that's gonna watch it on a replay. Get down in the comments, tell me what y'all think. Thank everybody for coming. I will talk to y'all later. And good night, Sweet Squad. This is your girl T with the Diva. I'll talk to y'all later.